Hi everyone, my name is William Boyle, and I am delighted that I can finally say that I am the new parish minister for Port Glasgow New Parish Church. Last night was my ordination and induction, a very different ordination and induction from what I was expecting, but for obvious reasons. As we know, due to the coronavirus pandemic, it had to be done behind closed doors, and Presbytery worked very hard to make sure that it still went ahead. And I'm very grateful to Mr. Jack McHugh, who is the moderator, and of course you'll know him as the moderator and locum um, for the past wee while here at the church. Also to the Reverend Kenneth Gray and the Reverend Alistair Shaw, who came along last night. There was also some members of the congregation, and of course my close family. It would have been great to have everybody there. I know we were expecting big numbers, colleagues, friends, congregations that I've worked with over the past 6 years, but it, it just simply couldn't happen. And of course, people's health and well-being is really, really important. So talking to Presbytery last night and to the session clerks, we're definitely going to arrange something in the future. There will be a church service, there will be an event, and we will have welcome social afterwards. So we just have to wait a wee bit longer, but it'll still go ahead. But despite that, it was an excellent evening, and yep, sort of lost for words last night. Happy, but just a bit surreal after 6 years of training. My training all began in Port Glasgow. I left Tesco Port Glasgow after working in Tesco as a manager for 10 years, and I began my training at Port Glasgow St Andrews, which is now New Parish Church. I worked with the Reverend Andrew McLean, who was an outstanding supervisor. It feels slightly strange that I'm now here in the manse, and I came here for supervision. But yeah, it's great. I feel absolutely fantastic. I'm so glad that I answered God's call to Port Glasgow, and ended my Tesco career in Port Glasgow, started my ministry training, and now here I am back again as the new parish minister. And some of you will know I was back every summer taking pulpit supply, and I used to contact Robert on the January and say, "Do you have summer pulpit supply?" Because I absolutely love being in Port Glasgow. The people are great, and they're so welcoming and friendly. We've just become a new congregation, a union between St Martin's and St Andrews, and it's great to hear that that union is going well and everyone's getting on well with each other and supporting and helping each other. I want to say a big thank you to the session clerks, Francis and Robert and Sheena, who just do a fantastic job, to the nominating committee, of course, and to you as the congregation. It's very different circumstances at the moment. You'll know that there is no church services. So if people don't know that and they don't have Facebook or they're not online, if you could please pass that on, that church services at the moment are cancelled, or churches are closed. But I think it's interesting. A lot of people have said to me, especially today when I was in the town, they said, "Well, that's a shame that your church is closed." Yeah, the church has closed, but the church building has closed. The church itself hasn't closed. The church itself will never close. It continues. And I thought it was interesting. I came across this on Facebook this morning, and I thought I would share it with you. It was written by an Alison Britchfield, and it talks about the church being closed. It says, "Christ Church is not closed. The doors may be shut and locked, the lights out in the building up the street, but the church isn't closed. We may be told to stay at home, self-isolate, we may be ill or too frail to come. We may be disillusioned with the institution or with God, but the church isn't closed. The church cannot close because it's not a building. The church is you and me and every child of God who feels the tug of his love and senses his presence. Even in the darkness, even in the loneliness, even in fear or sorrow. The church is open, though the building is closed. It will stay open as long as his children stay open to God and seek his presence wherever they may be. This day Christ says to you, I am with you always. So take this moment to enjoy his companionship, to be still, to give thanks, and to hand over your cares, and know that you do so in company with God's family, not only in our building, but all over the world. So it is different at the moment. People are worried, people are anxious, and people are having to self-isolate. The schools are now finishing, and it doesn't look like they might be going back till possibly after the summer. And I appreciate, if you're a parent and you're working, and what do you do there? So there's a lot of worry, a lot of anxious time for people, and each and every one of you are in my thoughts and prayers at this moment. We had a meeting today. I arranged a meeting with our 3 session clerks to discuss how we move forward. So a couple of things that we've decided to do, and I've written these down, is on Sunday the church building will be open, but we obviously won't have our normal worship service. The Church of Scotland says we can open our building, but just for you to come and find a quiet place to reflect and to pray, and to just get away from everything and come into the church to just be quiet and to pray. And I'll be there too. I'll be available. So that's Sunday, and we're open from 11 to 12. And then we also plan to open on Wednesday, 11 to 12 as well. So we're looking Sunday 11 to 12, Wednesday 11 to 12. I will also post a video on our Facebook page with prayers and perhaps a reflection or a sermon as well. We also thought today about the future. This is something we were apparently looking at anyway, was equipment and Wi-Fi for our sanctuary, so that we can do what other churches do. If you've ever seen a church, Dale St Andrews or various other churches, they can live stream their service to everyone, and we're looking to do that, but obviously we don't have that equipment at the moment. Sunday night, 7 o'clock, the Church of Scotland are encouraging us to light a candle and place it in our windows as we join together for a national day of prayer. So I would invite you to join me live on Facebook. I will go live to the church Facebook page, 7 o'clock, where we can all light a candle together and place it in our windows, and there's also a prayer attached to that as well. And if anyone wants to take part in prayer, that would be great. Elders, if there's any elders watching, but we've also spoken to elders through email, and we're asking that you just keep in touch with people in your district. Phone them, text them, just see how things are. And I'm certainly going to be doing that too. Obviously, the plan would have been to go and visit people, but at the moment, I will be working through the telephone list and directory and talking to some of our people just to check how things are going and to make sure everything's okay. The other one is funerals. So sadly, I'm talking to the funeral directors. At the moment, funerals are immediate family only. So it's not ideal, but obviously I appreciate that has to happen. I have a funeral next week, which was supposed to be a church celebration and then to the crematorium. We're still going to be in the church, but it will be the close immediate family, and then we'll move to the crematorium. But then at a later date, we'll have a big Thanksgiving service for that person's life. And it could also be that, once our churches are fully operational again, that we do something along the lines of what we do at Blue Christmas, where we get together and we celebrate our loved ones' lives, and we have our memory tree. It could be something like that. But we met today, and that's what we've come up with at the moment. These sort of things will change. If you've got any ideas or things that you think we could do, then please let us know. I'm going to type up a letter because I appreciate not everyone's got online, not everyone's on Facebook, and to try and communicate with people who aren't online. But I would also encourage you as well, if you could, anything you see online and you think that's valuable, and you know of someone who doesn't have Facebook or Twitter or whatever it may be, is to just feedback to that person, phone them and find out how they are, etc. So yeah, It's an interesting time to come into ministry, but I'm delighted to be here, delighted to be your new parish minister. Thank you very much to all of you who voted for me on the day of when I preached the sole nominee. And this Sunday, I should have been getting preached in by the Reverend Karen Harbison from Westburn. That's obviously not going to happen now, but we certainly look forward to inviting Karen to our church in the future. So I'll come back on again, and if I've got any more updates. But I just wanted to come on today, say hello, and I'm available. I'll make sure my contact details are above. And yep, look after yourself, keep safe, and be kind. Look out for other people at this trying and difficult time. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you.